New workforce housing is coming to Summit in just weeks, not years. We tell you how. Phil Lindeman with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93. First, Summit School District has selected an interim superintendent, Roy G. Crawford of Maine. The board was impressed by his interview this week, including his thoughts on community.
Successful leadership has been based on relationships, building trust, building credibility, people knowing your motives are pure. You don't have an agenda.
Crawford admits he has never drafted an equity policy like the one just adopted in Summit, but he is ready to make it work for everyone.
Do we know our children? Do we know our needs? Do we have good formative information about them, about why they're being successful, why they're not? Do we have an understanding of their families? Most critically for us is, do we understand the culture that they come from?
Crawford signs a one-year contract tomorrow. First day on the job is next month. Breckenridge is prepping for 3 years of rehab work on the dam at Goose Pasture Tarn in Blue River. And 3 weeks from now, on July 6th, they are draining the tarn. Haley Littleton with Breck.
It's pretty difficult to say what the river flow is going to be because we're not quite sure what the natural inflow will be. But we will increase the river by about 40 CFS.
3 years of rehab means excavators and other heavy equipment, with possible road closures on Highway 9 July through October.
We were expecting the construction cost to be anywhere from $15 to $20 million, and the town was selected by FEMA for funding of $10 million under the pre-disaster mitigation grant program.
The tarn will remain empty until work is done in September 2023. Assaults and contempt of court dominated local police logs last week. 4 people were charged with third-degree assault, including 3 in Keystone. 6 people ditched out on court and now have arrest warrants, including 1 man with felony charges. Men accounted for 11 of the 14 citations last week. This week on the State of Summit.
Right now we have 4,334 active short-term rentals. Of those, we have about 335 that are locally owned.
That was Jason Dietz of the Summit Combined Housing Authority, explaining the need for a neighborhood mapping program.
With that information, we can determine the incentives on the neighborhood-by-neighborhood basis to really target the program by neighborhood and by home type.
Mapping is a first step in the county's workforce housing strategy, converting vacation rentals back to long-term rentals in local neighborhoods like Summit Cove and Dillon Valley.
If we're looking at the 800 or so STRs within local neighborhoods, maybe we can convert 50, 70% of those. That's several hundred units that would be very much needed right now.
Dietz outlined 3 other immediate solutions, like placing tiny homes on empty county land and leasing hotel rooms as affordable condos.
We lease the entirety of the hotel and then release that back out to businesses and or other workers. Some people may need to use this as transitional housing as they look for, a different housing option. Some people may want to use it for, the entire year.
Dietz did not name the hotel partner, but said the master lease would run the county just $287,000, about the price of new construction on a single unit in Dillon, with rents starting at $850 per unit. Commissioners were especially happy to know these hotel conversions could be ready by July 1st.
Well, I will say the subsidy is much less than I was expecting. I think that's...
Even if we don't end up splitting it, which is obviously always our preference, I would support that number.
Commissioners also green-lighted new construction at the Wintergreen complex in Keystone to use all available land there, and then voiced support for a countywide housing summit coming sometime next month. Tune in again next Wednesday for the State of Summit on Krystal 93. In sports, the Rockies are playing the Padres right now. And in local sports, brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Weiss Agency, yesterday was closing race of the Vail Whitewater Race Series, where Jeremiah Williams and Rob Prechtel took the win for two-person raft, claiming the series title. Natalia Gray won her 5th women's kayak, also to claim the series title. Derek Dreyer took the men's kayak race and series title. Melanie Dressel won the women's paddleboard race, beating series champ Trinity Wall. And Ferguson St. John won the men's paddleboard event, his first of the season. Jeremiah Williams took the crown. Tigers track and field season continues tomorrow, Thursday, with a varsity meet down in Longmont. Phil Lindeman, Krystal 93 News.